wait. Hold on. I forgot the intro. Hold up. First off, apologize. Welcome to Graphic Content, Who That Comics, Boston Chris, episode 21. I need to get we gotta get an intro. That's all I'm gonna say. But this is actually a special show. We got a lot to talk about. We actually talked about a lot backstage. That's why I just had to start the show, basically. That's why we had that mishap, just to let people know. But today we're gonna talk about the convention scene with me and my special guest Yehway. I don't know if he's here yet, but my special guest Yehway, our special guest Yehway, let me correct myself. Talk about New Orleans Fan Expo. I'm going to try to entice people more to come to this experience because Friday and Sunday were magnificent. You wanted to get signatures and stuff, but we'll talk more about that. And Chris brought up something yesterday, talking to me, and we talked. That's what we kind of got backstage talking about was the CGC 99 news drop, which it should have been the slab drop, like new slabs or something. But we'll get into that on the second half of the show. I'll shout out a few people really quick. Las Cruces, the man, the myth, the guy who should have won like Blue Wrench. I think that's who it is. The guy who he's everywhere. This guy's everywhere. Michael Baker, he's actually in. I have to shout out Michael Baker as well. He always shows up in a lot of my stuff, even when he's at work. He does as well for Bleecker. So shout out to Michael Baker. Just need him to buy books for me like he buys from Bleecker. Help a brother out, babe. Bleecker. Speaking of that guy, look at this. He's talking about a bunch of divas. This guy. He wears makeup, fellas. He wears makeup. Ladies and guys, he wears makeup. Real rude, my boy, my dog, and the one, the only, the great K-pop, Queen of the Turds. So if anybody knows that inside joke about K-pop, yeah, shout out to all those. Also, Bleecker, if you want to join and hang out, let us know, bro, because I know I would love to hear your perspective, maybe in the second half, talking about 9-9s, because you're an oppressor as well. So, and you're from another country, another area, so I would love to know your perspective if you want to join, talk about a 9-9 debacle. I think it's going to be
it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be crazy. So, appreciate everybody stopping through. Also, I'm going to shout out early at the beginning in case I forget. Me and Bleecker are doing a sale this Saturday on his channel. So check it out. This guy's actually even selling stuff. And this guy's selling stuff.
Maybe.
We'll
see.
No. He told us.
I was thinking.
He's selling at least one item. I know he has a double of. He upgraded. He gonna make me come to Boston and sell that damn item for him. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun show. So definitely check us out this Saturday. I think it's gonna be me, Chris, Biggie Shaq, K-pop, and Bleecker. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right. Speaking of the special guests, I know I don't have. Do I have a video for this guy? Let me see if I got a video for this guy. I don't know if I got a video. Everybody knows this guy. Look, I'm gonna play this video because it's going to be a tag to Elite Comics 11 because we both use Elite Comics 11. Great group of people if you want to sell books. So it's actually a little promotion, unpaid promotion. But I like this because it's like a team up video. It's a team up. This is this guy. Me and this guy. We shake hands on the video, and I'm the lighter skinned guy with the bigger muscle. Watch, you're gonna see. That's all you get. You saw that? But look at what you saw when I shook his head. I was like, wow.
When did we ever do it? And then I said, okay, now I see hey, look, now you just confirmed what Bleecker said earlier. I need my own. Now I'm a diva.
Thanks, man.
Hey, I just thought of that video because I know we both use Elite to sell stuff. He's done more live sales than me, I think. I think I went on Elite first, and then I told him.
Yeah, you got me on Elite.
And then he wasn't. Funny story, real quick, before we get to the convention talk. He wasn't prepared for his first show.
Oh my god!
Because Elite, when you do a show on Elite for selling live, they want 4 hours. 4 hours of books. He has enough for 4 hours of books, but the problem is he only prepped for like 2 hours of books. So he had Dustin in there running around. Dustin looked like he was trapped in a cage, and they do it all. And then after 2 hours, they were like, he was like, yeah, I'm kind of out. And I was like, bro, you gotta be better than that. You gotta have there's a ton of stuff. Even if you got $10 books, be like, all right, I got a long box. These are $10. I know it might be a problem, but do the title. To waste some time. But yeah, that was funny. They save all their stuff, so if you want to see their stuff. I was like, hey. But yeah, it was a lot of fun when we go on there. So shout out. Oh, what's up, Cali Comics? So quick talks about New Orleans Fan Expo. I could always call it the first convention of the year because it happens the first weekend of January. Trying to get this guy to come down on time. Let his wife say, "Hey, bro, tell her come down. She loves Disney. Tell her you can see the place where Disney was supposed to come. It's not here. It was supposed to come here. So politicians got their hands in the cookie jar. But yeah. So New Orleans, like I said, first weekend of January.
Dallas. She's coming down with Dallas.
Oh yeah. All right. Now my daughter might want to ride a slide. I hope she's scared.
She's like the water.
So, but yeah, New Orleans is great. I'm sorry, I'm so excited because I had a lot of fun actually.
What up, Punch?
Next year, New Orleans Fan Expo is going to be the second weekend of January. It's going to fall at the weekend after New Year's because if anybody knows New Orleans, they have Sugar Bowl January 1st. And I think Sugar Bowl is actually going to fall like on a Thursday, so it's so close. It might be a Wednesday, but it's so close to the weekend. What's up, Punch? It's so close to the weekend, so they moved it. So that's the date change. What I liked about this convention, I wish I had more books for people to sign, and certain people were there, and I forgot to tell him because I was like, "Oh crap, this person was there." Oh crap, because I know he had more books he could have got signed.
Who was that?
I know they had the co-creator of Gwen Spider Gwen. She was there.
They had a lot of. It was a big list.
Yeah, so she was there, which I could have got my first Spider Gwen sign, but I'm trying to think. But they had a nice list of artists and celebrities there, in my opinion. And Friday here compared to Dallas, this is one big advantage in New Orleans compared to Dallas, and he'll agree with me on this one. You can get all your artists or writer signatures done on Friday.
Yeah, people don't show up. They only show up really on Saturday.
Saturday was packed Saturday, but Friday you could have got all the artists done if you wanted to. Or if you're like, oh man, I got a few more to get, then do it Sunday.
Well, that's been our modus operandi.
Yeah.
Friday is the artists, Saturday are the actors, and then Sunday, usually any stragglers, anything we see that we want to get extra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and buying little stuff. I was getting stuff for my daughter Sunday. I bought a couple of things that if I wouldn't have ran into the people, I think on Saturday it might have been. Oh, I think I bought it Saturday. I can't remember, but I end up running into stuff that I probably wouldn't have done. End up buying there as well. So Friday is the best day to get artists and writers signatures there, and it's been like that even since I think the first time you came, because the first time you came was the same way. It was very easy to get a lot of stuff done and maneuver wise for that. And then you can actually scope out celebrities too, where they're at. If you want, all right. Yeah. So we saw how we ended up getting that done as well Friday because we ended up buying tickets for what's his name? This is Daredevil, Charlie Cox.
Oh yeah,
you had to buy tickets for him. Everybody else was like basically pay there. It was cash for the celebrities. What else am I missing? The weather was bad Friday, but it was after the convention already opened, so we were already inside when it started raining. That was one other thing too. So it did rain Friday, which happens a little, in New Orleans area during the winter, but it wasn't really cold, like freezing cold compared to I think this little cold front that passed.
It was because we walked everywhere pretty much.
Yeah.
We walked, probably furthest was 5-6 blocks, so it was fine, really.
Yeah, and we got to what's up, Culture and Sauce and Chef. We got to go to Cafe Du Monde, but that was like later that weekend. But that's literally it's another location, but the same people, but not the downtown location. That was actually a bonus too, because if you want to have that experience, you don't have to go to the French Quarter location. You can go literally 10 minutes, maybe 5-minute walk. 5-minute walk.
Yeah, it was about 5 minutes inside. Riverwalk's pretty long.
Yeah,
there's some great stores in there too.
Oh yeah, a lot of artists, a lot of local stuff there. So, the process of getting the press badges. I don't know how it is when Chris got badges and to get in. It was actually very easy.
I never tried. I'm not trying to get a press pass.
Yeah, well, I think I went a little early to get my. You could pick up your Friday, Saturday, or the weekend stuff. I went in that area. That's why I got the press. That was very simple. That was actually very simple. And they even let me, since me and Yahweh were signed up on the same thing, they let me just grab his. Because he was actually literally, I think, parking when I was there getting that. So they made that process very easy.
Damn, you punch.
So disrespectful. We know it's true, but so disrespectful.
I got a short torso but long legs.
He got dancer's legs, but a short man's hips.
A dwarf's body. Hey, I want to do shout out to the Nirvana Comics in Knoxville and Captured Collectibles.
Oh yeah. You could talk about that. I got to get some more items to show really quick.
They were the facilitators for CGC, and they made it a lot easier for us to get the signatures. They didn't cost much, and I actually got some books because I can't make MegaCon. I needed Sam De La Rosa and Frank Miller and Joe Robenstein to sign, so I actually got them. About to ship these out tomorrow so they can have it.
Hey, what you getting? Triple sign or full-time sign? What is it?
Oh well, the Daredevil 183s, but Charlie Cox, John Berthal, and Frank Miller. So that's what they took down for Frank Miller. And then I got 2 X-Men 66 that I'm getting signed and remarked by Joe Robenstein. And I got a newsstand Lethal Protector that I'm getting remarked. And
that's for MegaCon?
Yeah, for MegaCon, yeah. So I'm gonna send it down to them.
Yeah, so our experience was a little different from another person on the panel with Capture Collectibles.
Yeah.
They were very well. I think they were probably pleasant with him too, but they were super nice, very helpful. I think a couple of the people that actually was working for them met my wife. I ended up getting the booth information because they didn't even know where the booth was at. New Orleans was actually, I would say, not organized. It's the only thing I would take away from New Orleans fan. It was not organized because for a vendor to not know their booth until like Thursday night, and then they couldn't even put their stuff at the booth until the morning of Friday. That's the only mishap. Besides that, it was a great convention. Everybody we met was nice. Everybody we met was nice.
Yeah, I never said they weren't nice. They were. They were nice.
And we're not even talking about
Kevin.
I'm talking about at the whole convention. Everybody we met was nice. But price wise, they charge. They charge us, and I don't mind. But it might be different at every other convention. Put that out there. It might be different area convention, but we had to pay $15 for comic artists or writers dealing comic side, or it was $25 for a celebrity. Mm-hmm. And what that gave us was access. Well, the comic writers and artists, that was not an issue because, like I said, we did all that Friday, and we didn't have a lot for that because Jay Lee didn't show up. Doggone Jay Lee, but we end up getting into the front of the line, well, the VIP line. We only had to wait in one line, which was Mr. Optimus Prime himself, Peter Cullen. That's the only line we had to wait on because his VIP line was.
Yeah, long. It was still a VIP line, but there was a lot of people in that VIP line.
Yeah, it reminded me of a little like Dallas. You remember what Rosario Dawson's VIP line?
Oh yeah,
and we were like, ooh, that line was long, but it ended up it moved a lot faster than Peter Cullen's VIP line, and his was shorter than hers because he likes to talk. His likes to talk. He's even his, I guess his handler likes to talk. They're all were very nice with talking to him, so that made it go slower, but they made the process in the $80. Well, yeah, was it $80? It was $80. Right?
It was. No, it went to. I thought it was 100. It changed to 100.
No, it was 80.
Yeah, he was around 100 when he was up. Yeah,
I thought it was 80.
I think it was 120 when he was up.
Yeah, actually, we thought it was. Some people remember. Some people paid 60, and then they went back and said, "No, you got to pay 80 because that's a bigger thing."
I thought it was. Yeah. I could have swore they changed it to 100.
No, that was Mr. What's his name? Vincent D'Onofrio. That's who changed to 100.
Oh yeah, you're right. That lady, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. They were, and that's another thing that was kind of irked me about New Orleans. I'm happy I didn't have to deal with this experience, but I know a few people did because we heard about it online. If you bought your tickets online, which you think you're good for, when you went up there to bring your stuff to get your stuff signed, it's like, oh no, it's actually this price. And they're like, well, if it was like I know I budgeted a certain amount when I went there, and when we got there, it was different.
It was everything. I think it was only like 2 people that we budgeted for that was the same price.
And that's because one of them we paid for a day in advance was Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox we paid for in advance, and same thing with John Berthold.
Yeah,
because John
he went up from last year, but I mean, I think
he went up, but it was the same price. Yeah, it was $80 for him, but but we did that ahead of. That's the only ones we got correct. Everybody else was a little bit more. And I think majority of people only took cash.
Yeah, because IRS, that's probably.
Well, and that's not an issue with me. Is the problem is the ATM only could handle so much because
it ran out. We got ours, and probably like 10 minutes after we got our last couple $100 because we had to go a couple times. It was out of cash.
Yeah, out of cash.
If you're using the one that's in there too, you get whacked with the little fee. Like, oh, it's gonna be $475.
Yeah,
what?
$375. Yeah.
And that's what we saw Bleecker and Paul when we stand in line there getting
Bleecker from Canada, not Bleecker.
Yeah, it wasn't Bleecker.
Paul and you talking about
what's his
Southern
name?
Comic Gig?
No, the other guy.
You're talking about
the dark guy. Flash by night. Yeah, Flash by night.
Yeah. So, and we could have got all our money out at once if they would have had a limit over $200. Throw that out there too. So that was a little racket. They max you out at $200. So you got to go back.
Get that money. They keep that $375. Yeah.
That's why. Like the rule of thumb on that one is always like, I mean, if you have like Bank of America, or whatever, find the ATM before. And then just if it's near or outside the convention, then just get.
Well, we did. We came down with the cash because we budgeted everything.
No, yeah, we had that. Actually, I would say when we say we budgeted, we had exactly the amount we needed. Actually, I had like maybe $10 to $20 more than the amount I needed, but I had what I needed for those signatures according to the website. But like I said, the website for Vincent D'Onofrio said 70. It was actually 100.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close. It wasn't like it was 90, but it was 100. No, it was 70, and I was like, I didn't budget an extra $100 because I thought it was 70.
Yeah,
he probably did that because
we just sit there and Vincent D'Onofrio.
And Charlie Cox was higher than we seen before too, because when we were at Dallas, he wasn't 100. He was under. I think he was 80.
He was 80.
So he was 100.
Berthol were the same.
Yeah. Berthol and him were the same at Dallas at 80. Berthol stayed the same at 80, which I'm happy for, but he did less. I'll say that he did less because when we were at Dallas, he was like, he like signed his name. He asked what anything else. And I told him Punisher symbol, and he's like, anything else? And I said, right, can you write Punisher underneath? He did all that for $80. This year, at New Orleans, he was only doing his initials or whatever for John Bernthal, and he did the Punisher symbol if it was a Punisher item.
Yeah.
So
I know
Brian,
for me, this is how I handled that situation. So it was like, it's going to be an extra $40. Open my wallet. Extra $40. Be right back. Look like
well, Southern Comic Geek made a good point, and he's like, because with Peter Cullen and Frank, I think Frank Waller, they charged more for items that were bigger, like 10 by something was only 60, but it was bigger than that. They charged more, and he made a good point because I'm thinking, I was like if you have a bigger item to sign, that should be easy for you to sign. Why are you charging me more for something easier for you to sign? The small items more because you have less room. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. They like people bring up like the toy boxes, like, oh, I want you to sign these. Just say, okay. So it's just but I mean, I don't know. I honestly, have. I think the other thing that they end up running into, because I think a lot of people were taking it, especially Peter Cullen, because he says it like no voiceover, nothing, because people would sit there and be like, can I get you saying like transform and roll out, and be like, transform? All right, hold on. This is Peter Cullen, transform and roll out, and then so he just kind of got sick of, I guess, people being like, oh, nah, go ahead and say this real quick. I want this for my voicemails. It's like, no, this is Peter Cullen.
They basically captured collectibles, told us about that, and say all we can do is hope he does write something. Don't mention it because he won't do it.
He doesn't do that.
And he'll be kind of ticked off that you asked. And our experience with him was actually, I know mine was it looked like he wanted to cry when I was telling him how much, his playing Optimus Prime meant, growing up, all that stuff. I could see his eyes got a little teary-eyed. I was like, yeah. But then I changed the subject to like food and stuff to make him and his wife laugh. And
part of that because he based that whole Optimus Prime character off his brother. I guess he like really looked up to his brother, so that's why he's like, like the voice and everything else. That's his older brother. So I think he gets like emotional about.
But that. But they were great. Like I said, I can't say enough about Captured. Like I said, positive. I'm just like, because all of these experiences we had was because of them. Like
we spent a lot of time at the table, and they had us all laughing. The mom, the son, the dad.
Yeah,
the dad we only saw like twice that whole convention. I was like, where's he at? What is he doing?
He was moving. He was not sitting still.
No. His son was more sitting still than him.
They work very hard and they provide the service. It's just I think that they honestly they curtail though certain things for, I think, certain conventions where they know they can probably get a little bit more. And that's the only thing I don't like.
I've heard that same experience with celebrities as well and comic book artists. I don't know how much Ryan Otley charges to get a book signed in CGC, but in New Orleans he was $30.
Yeah, he was chatting you up and everything.
Oh yeah, he was. I did like so funny. Ryan Otley story, and then I'll show a couple items. So I got one book. I always sold all his events. Well, he didn't have nothing. I just had one book that I got in the collection. I was going to get signed. So I'm like, we passed by. He wasn't there. Come back, say, hey, where does do that? But I see one of the handlers because he had the money pouch. I see me ask him when Ryan Ollie coming back because he's facing me. They had a guy who was next to him with his back.
And we were standing there for like 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, his back was to me. So I said, hey, you know when Ryan Ollie's coming back to the table? And he looks and he goes, and then Ryan Ollie turned around and said, I don't know when I'm going back to the table. I was like, man, I didn't know you were right there. I said, we were standing right here the whole time.
He's always wearing a hat.
Well, shoot, they had a lot of people wearing hats. Yeah.
I don't think he was wearing a hat at that time, was he?
Oh no, he always wears a hat.
He was wearing a hat.
If you say guy with a hat, that's most likely him.
But the problem is that a lot of people. Yeah, they had a lot of people wearing it. But his back was to me. I would have never knew. Like I said, that was him. He's literally his back was towards us.
That's what you do, like I do. So I walk up and be like, hey, you turn around. You ain't Ryan Ollie. And I was like, you know. And then if he's sitting there, just if you know if it's him, like, oh hi, how are you? If he's not, then you sit there and be like, is Ryan here right now? Ryan's not here right now. Just tell him I said hi, and then you walk away. That way you can't get in trouble.
Oh, and another thing is, I'm blessed to be married to my beautiful wife who works for the Hilton. But even if you didn't have our opportunity to get the hotel rates had dropped dramatically that weekend, and you could have got I think 2 rooms for like less than $300 for like 2 nights, in great locations for the convention. Like we were literally like 1 block away. I know that hotel was really cheap. There's some other one surrounding was really cheap. They had dropped the rates for i.e. because the Saints was not doing great. So the Saints game they weren't worried about. So they dropped the rates of a lot of stuff. So rate prices were actually very good. And that as well that weekend if you would have got them early. So that was another plus. The food
and the nice hotels, they're not like motels. Yeah. Actually hotels.
They're hotels. And the food is on another level if you don't know about New Orleans and the food. He could tell you this. Took him to a restaurant he's been to already at least twice. That's one of his favorite spots.
And the beignets were ote.
Oh, yeah, beignets. Shout out to Tony Sanders. The beignets with the
I ate one just for you, Tone.
Yeah, powdered sugar. We got a bag of powdered sugar on the side. Just
Paul was being all timid.
Yeah,
like Paul, get in there and get one.
Oh, okay. Timid to a certain point until you ordered me to get us some water. I was like, some water. But I definitely I would say overall it's a convention I'm going to continue to do. I get a lot accomplished as far as being a comic collector and a comic seller and just a comic fan at that convention. And we got to experience something that has only gone to 8 shows last year, even though it was it's like, oh, we did all 8 shows and then we're taking a break. I said, but this is a new year. So like how's this fall into last year, which is I'll show off really quickly. I don't know if y'all got his because I actually built mine. It's the Gundam. So Gundam, the Gundam mobile unit, that's what I think it's called.
Did you build yours? Finish yours?
Was that New Orleans Expo, and they were giving these away for free.
But you had to sit down.
Yeah, Paul got away with it. Paul got away with it, and he acted like he started, but he didn't. Me and Yehway ended up starting. He got a video of it. I ended up finishing mine.
Oh, I didn't finish mine. Now I got to finish.
It was not hard. That hard part that the kid helped us with the helmet. It was actually. I got a pit. Hey, I ended up going back and they had the picture. Trust me. So Gundam was actually giving these away for free.
Gundam.
Yeah, but you could have got away. Like, look at how Paul did it. You could have got away with not doing it.
Put me on the big screen. Oh, you got one? Oh, she made you. Okay.
No, you remember when she printed another one?
Oh, and it took a long time?
It didn't print out. So when I went back to pick up my sketchbook, I stopped by to see if it was there, and it was there. So yeah, that's us with the Gundams in the background. You know, as Hawaiian Punch can see, you see how you see the photo placement punch. You see the photo play. You see how far up I am and Paul is, and somebody else is way in the back.
Whatever. You see how tall I'm taller than a Gundam suit, so you know I ain't short.
Yeah.
Bonnie.
The Gundam suit.
Bonnie wants to say hello. You say hello really quickly.
Bonnie. Hey, look, Bonnie.
She's gonna be at Dallas. Hold on, let me make it bigger. Hold on. She's gonna be at Dallas Fan Expo with me.
There you go, you're painting right there.
You see your art back there? Yeah, buddy. You want to show anything off, Yahweh? So we'll see. You're gonna be getting some stuff to show off next in Dallas, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I want to see some more of your art too.
He said he wants to see some more of your art too.
Actually, I need to buy some more of your art.
Today?
Yeah. She said today.
She's like, look, I don't need to wait to Dallas. I'm an entrepreneur now.
So yeah, the Gundam thing was really cool. I have to say. I mean, I'm not a Gundam. I don't watch a lot of Gundam. I don't know really a lot about
but
it.
It's free, so we like free.
Free. The experience was good. I would have probably never built the whole thing. It's like a Lego almost. For us, how you put everything together and follow the rules.
Hey, look, these two kids were sitting next to us, had to help us.
These two kids, and Paul misidentified one of them. And this is a true story.
Paul said, she, what did he say?
Yeah, he kept saying she.
She's moving fast.
He
said, I'm a boy.
I was like, you see, you misidentified me. I'm a boy. I said, ooh. Ooh. But the friend was like,
he always gets
you get it all the time. I was like, dang, you're not a great friend. But yeah, that was a good experience. I have to say that was probably one of the best experience doing that. And this Paul just talking trash because he was just trying to get a free item.
Man,
I'll show this off. I'll show this off and then another book off, and I'll let Yahweh talk about the book after I show it up. But this was probably my second, one of my top two. So I got to meet Todd Lang, if I said that name correctly. He is the writer for TMNT 1 and 2.
But not 4.
But not 3. Not 3, because that's why he signed over 3. He's like,
he literally said that. He said, I did not.
He says, I'm a sign over 3 because I didn't work on that one. and to this day he regrets not working on 3 because
and all the others because
he turned on a lot of comic book movies that actually being like he turned on TMNT 3, he turned on The Mask and a few others. So that was actually great meeting him. I took a picture with him and I think I shared it, and I'm gonna show this off. I'll let Yahweh probably talk more about it, but I did an interview with the guy I'll drop later. But this is from, I think this is Mad Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Mad Cloud. So it's a African American publisher. This is basically all the number ones he's done. All of the number ones, which that's why I bought it.
And he signed right there.
He signed on the inside. I asked him to sign on the inside, but he did all of the number ones, and the art's actually really good.
And they're all different. Art,
they're all different.
Totally different art.
And when he explains some of the stories, like he explained this story with the guy. I think he said a guy had to got to hell, and he had the only way to get out. He had to like be friends with the devil's daughter or something.
Yeah,
something happened. Then he had a few other ones he explained. I was like, after he explained it, and then he said he had this because he bought an issue. I was like, give me this, and I haven't flipped through it yet because I want to talk about the experience first. But I don't know if Yahweh wants to talk about that, show it off. Because didn't you buy?
I didn't read it yet either. But Kate Tizana, when he explained, I forgot what it was about, but when he explained it, I said, okay, I like that storyline. And then that's when Who Dat saw the anthology, so I went and got the anthology as well. But I wanted you to show like each book, like the art is so different.
Mm-hmm.
So you have
and it's good art too, though. That's how I actually looked at. Because usually, sometimes with these independent stuff, you see the art and you're like, oh man, it's not great, you know. But this is actually really good.
Like, and you got, and then there's one that's like the old.
I think he did one of them in black and white.
Yeah, this black and white one is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Then you had another crazy.
But he was really nice because talking to his wife, and he was I think in the military. He was a veteran.
Yeah.
And he basically said he wanted to start his own thing, and go all out. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna upload that once I transfer it to YouTube from my video from my phone. So hopefully you guys can see it. Actually, I'm gonna play it back, see if I could hear anything. If it's not playable, then I might not worry about it. But yeah, that was cool. I'm happy we was able to support him by the and was it anthology? I can't even say it.
Anthology.
Yeah, anthology. Because then you can read all the number ones and see which one you like, and then you could actually message him because he's on Instagram and say, "Hey, I read this one. I want to get the other issues that go along with it."
And he ships, so
yeah, he ships and stuff like that. So that was super dope. He had a great experience with Mr. Arthur Sudan. Some people have weird experience. I'll let him explain that. And sure.
So art is one of my.
And I'll tell you what I did while he was talking.
One of my favorite artists. I didn't know that he was the first one to do zombies in comics. But Epic #1, of course, he did one of the stories inside. So he ended up signing this on the outside, and then he signed it on his story down there at the bottom. So that's one of my PCs for sure.
He didn't even. He was so impressed that he had that book and the story behind it. He didn't even charge him for those 2 signatures.
Right. He didn't charge me at all. The only thing he charged me was the Merc with a Mouth 7, and because I did a remark on that one, and he charged me 90. I gave him 100 and I said, "Go ahead and keep that." It was very interesting talking to him because he had an MMA. The first day he had an MMA jersey on, and the next day he had another MMA shirt. So I asked him about it, and he trains. Actually, he teaches. Oh man, was it jujitsu? I forgot.
I think it was jujitsu. I think it was
yeah, and he's got to be what, 65, 70?
He's up there. You know he stays in shape. Yeah, he stays in shape doing that stuff. But Yahweh is talking. Look, this is Friday. He's talking to this dude for like 20 minutes, maybe longer. I'm like, bro, we got. It's like,
hey, look, hold on. In my defense, this is like one of my bucket lists. You know, art. I've been reading his stories. Love his art.
He met him like me meeting Kevin Eastman. I'll say it like that. And I haven't met Kevin Eastman. That's how I would be.
You never met Kevin Eastman?
No, I have not.
I've done that twice.
All right, good. He had to throw that in.
Right.
I mean, it was just
I had it twice, like 2 points.
Yeah. Once in November and once actually the only regrettable thing with Kevin Eastman, or Kevin Eastman type thing tied to him was not going to this year's Granite State Con because Peter Laird just showed up. Like, some people were like, "Oh my God, Peter Laird's here," and he was signing books. He was like, "No," he's like, "Come on."
How far is that from you? How far is that from you?
Oh, that's not far. It's only, I would say at the most maybe like an hour and change. I just didn't have time to go.
Oh wow!
That was the thing. Like
that's like getting. I'm trying to think of somebody's signature you never see get. That's like a comparison.
Oh yeah.
Like if John Burns said, "Hey, I'm gonna be here signing that stuff." That's like getting his signature like right now.
I mean, I kind of equate that to the same thing. Like if you went to like a comedy club or whatever, like they'd be talking about like all the big comedy clubs that like the Comedy Store or some shit like that, and all of a sudden here comes Dave Chappelle just walking in randomly. It's like, what?
Hey, can I do it? Hey, I want to do a 30-minute set. I want to do a 30-minute set. You like?
Yeah, but you went.
You'll be there for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like you went there to see, I went there to see a couple people and like a local guy maybe I know, and all of a sudden here comes Dave Chappelle. Oh my God, Chris Rock is with him. How did this happen? It's just like, oh, okay. So
I'll give you a little insight too, Chris. Next year, go to it. The reason why I'm saying next year, go to it.
Oh yeah, just because if he shows up,
marks 40 years of Turtles.
Yeah, well, that's why I think he did it, because they were doing the. It was like a month before they did that manhole cover and everything. So it was like,
I definitely go next year to it, or go to another convention that Kevin Eastman is. He might pop up because, like I said, it's 40 years, and I got a feeling he might pop up like he did with Steve Levine's booth, or he might like contact Eastman and say, "Hey, you're in the area where I live. Hey, you mind if I pop in on Sunday?" And that's what he does. He just pops on Sunday. So if you go Friday and Saturday, and you're like, I ain't going Sunday, because we almost had that kind of discussion. We was like, I don't know about Sunday, but we still had stuff to do, because if we would have got everything, I'll tell you right, if we would have got everything completed Saturday, like even paying captured, we probably wouldn't have went Sunday. We probably have been walking New Orleans and just hanging out. But that's kind of like what had happened. He did that the last couple years. He's been doing that, popping up on.
So what manhole cover are you talking about, Chris? What did he do?
So it was basically on the street that they had the house that they kind of made the Turtles in. I guess like I think it's in Manchester, New Hampshire, something like that. And so what happened is that like they dedicated a like a manhole cover, a sewer cover to it, and so it's like a Ninja Turtles sewer cover. That's like, oh, like here is the birthplace of the Ninja Turtles, and then like, I mean, literally it's like in like right across the street. That's like where we lived and where we made the Turtles is right there. So it's just like,
oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, and it's funny because it's like that. I mean, you look at it, it's just like they're both just two dudes from New Hampshire that just was messing around one day and came up with this thing and thought it was like hilarious, and then they were just like, yeah, like what if we make a real story out of it and everything, and then that's where it all came from. Like he sketched it on like a napkin first, and then just kept going, and so that I mean, I guess that's just kind of a thing that artists do when they're just kind of just messing around. Next thing you know, it's just like, oh, you know what, we're smart and talented.
You never know what's going to happen.
Idea.
Speaking of TMNT,
is this?
So
yeah,
I met my real childhood growing up. So everybody knows I'm a TMNT fan. Reason I became a TMNT fan is because of a cartoon show. They never put that on the bucket list to meet the voice actors of the cartoon show. And I wish I had more money to get stuff signed by them. But as people would as everybody knows who's been to convention, this stuff is not cheap. If they were a little cheaper, I probably would have did something else. But I think originally they were supposed to be $40. I didn't even tell you guys. We talked about pricing and stuff. But I know for a fact originally they were $40 a piece. The reason why I say that because my wife asked me what I wanted for Christmas. I told her, just give me a couple of signatures at the convention. She knew these guys were going to be here, so she was going to pay for 2 of the signatures.
Yep.
And give me $80. When I get to the show, how much is it, Yehway?
It was 50 a pop.
50 a pop.
It was 200 for that.
Yeah, 50 a pop. So when you add that times 4, that's extra $40. So I went from like leaning to get 2 items signed by all of them, and I only had 2 days of opportunity to do this because the guy who plays Raphael, he was leaving after Saturday because he also does the Pinky and the Brain. So I couldn't do it because of the pricing line. That's another reason why I didn't get Katie Sackhoff to sign anything, because she was $140 to sign some Star Wars compared to her normal signature sign. Anything else was $100. I stayed away from her. I just made the decision. So, but this is the Turtle Van, the classic, complete classic series collection.
Yep.
It's a DVD collection.
10 seasons, also 3 hours of special features, 193 episodes that I'm probably never going to open. But if I do, I'm okay with it now, especially since I got all of them assigned. So I got Mikey and Raph. Mikey and Raph, I would say everybody added something extra but one person. So, Mikey, Cowabunga, Raph, Turtle Power. And I forget their names. I'd have to look it up. The guy did Donatello give him Shell.
Yeah.
And Leo just put Leo. So but the guy who played Leo, and Yahweh was there. I think you were there when I met him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He saw this. It was it felt like he was ticked off when he saw this. Because he was like, "You mind if I take a picture of this?" So he took a picture. He says,
I don't think he's ever seen it, right?
He's never seen one in person. He said, he says, "It's another item that I'm not getting paid for." I was like, so it felt like he felt kind of weird, like the experience with him, and that was my first experience. I'm kind of happy it was my first because everybody else, great, especially the guy who played Raphael. The guy who plays probably the hardest, the meanest character, made me smile the most.
He's a nice guy.
And he was like, and he kept saying, "Thank you." He kept telling me, "Thank me," because we do this and you guys tell us and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I get to share this with my grandkids, my kids. And like, he was way better than the guy who you think would be better is the leader.
I met all four of them at was it Rhode Island, and they all seem cool. I just wonder if it's like for him, I guess like when you think about it, it's money that's out of his pocket.
Well, because he probably should have gotten paid for that or something that should be in his contract.
All them royalties.
Yeah,
like, how many bands do you make?
So he probably took a picture of it to say, "Hey, you guys produced this," because he went to the back. And he took a picture with a barcode and all that.
He took a picture of the front. He took a picture, I think, the front before he signed, and he took a picture of the back with a barcode and everything. And he so he could see who produced it, which was Lionsgate.
Oh, that's probably why. So that they probably. I mean, I wonder. I always. It's probably a contract thing. It's like that they're stiffing me on this stuff, but like they all were cool when I met them. And you know what's funny is
well, the other three were great. He just had he had a weird vibe with him when I brought it up.
And only started when he saw that though. Yeah. Because he was cool, and then so it wasn't like he was upset with us. He's just he's missing some royalties.
I'll say it like this: he was taken back. I think it was like he was taken back, and the funny is, I think the guy who played Ralph. Oh, was it Donatello? I can't remember which one. Is it Ralph or Donatello? Because it's one of the ones all the way to the right.
Is he old with glasses?
I can't. Well, I'm just saying. Y'all was with me, so he could probably help me with that. But he said, "Did such and such see this?" Was it the guy who played Ralph?
It was him. Who's the red bandana?
Yeah, Raphael.
That's it.
He said. Did such and such see this? And I said, one at the end, it was Leo, the one to play Leo. He goes, I go, yeah. I was like, because he must have knew, like, he must have knew.
Because it's gotta be like a contract thing. Like there's gotta be some dispute behind the scenes where he like
the royalty that they're missing. That's what it is.
Yeah. That's so funny. He didn't care about it. But he this guy cares about it. Well, you got to think about it. He played. Not the leader of the TNT, but he played one of the most popular ones. And he also played one of the main characters on another popular show that I don't know how many seasons they did, which was Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain, yeah.
So
he's fine.
So he's like, I'm fine. He goes, I'm fine.
Yeah, no, he got paid off a bunch of that. Like I wonder if the other thing that he's like griping about might be Akira, because the guy with Leonardo was the voice of Akira, Kaneda.
Oh.
So I think he might like it's got to be something where he probably he also was the voice of Rocksteady. He came out the cut. He's like, I was like, oh, you were Rocksteady too? I was just like, I can't look at you the same now. I was just like, I thought you were just a good guy. He's like, he was a bad guy too. I'm like, okay, so you can stop talking to me like that. I'm a grown man now. But I was just like, I was taken back.
Yeah. Oh, I got this. I forgot to show this off too. When I met the writer, I forgot to give this to my daughter. So I was waiting to show
You
this.
still haven't given it to her?
Yeah, because I wanted to show this because if I'd have gave it, I never got it to show it for the show. So
Right.
I'm gonna give it to her literally like in a few seconds. But Arthur Sudam actually told me to pick a print after I got some signed stuff, and I was like,
Nice.
I want let's see. But he should have actually he should have picked something he wanted, and he could have kept the print. Because
I didn't know. I thought you bought that.
No,
if I'd have known that, I would have got the Clint Eastwood joint, the Clint Eastwood zombie.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't want no damn print. That's what I basically said. Oh, and then finish the Arthur Sudam story. So he's talking, all right.
Oh, yeah.
So I pull out my phone and text, stop talking. I think I said, or something. I said, or stop asking. No, I said, stop asking questions. Stop asking questions. Because I see the lady who's helping us get stuff signed. Like we both just sitting here. I was like, bro, we ready to go.
I started to give him a book and said, just go, and I'll catch up with y'all. Look, like I said, to meet, some of the greats and have interesting conversations with them. That was a good moment for me. That made. I don't care what happened after that. I was good for the rest of the con.
All right, I gotta show my daughter what I got her. I kept it
for a while with the guy was Michelangelo. I was like, you are my favorite turtle.
Who's that?
So he says Bonnie Bunga. You like it?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Bonnie, little sister.
Sean said, I called your name. Come see.
Yeah, she has to get the headphones because she can't hear you.
Hey, little sister, check it out. Your dad wasn't going to give that to you. I had to make him give it to you. He was going to keep it. That's right.
He's telling a story. Here, take your thing. Take it if I keep it. Take it.
See?
Oh, you want to show the painting of it?
Right.
Move over, big boy.
I can't move over. Just come show it.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
That's a painting, right?
Yeah, from Liz Barnes.
Oh, Liz is oh man, Liz is killing it.
And she put her name at the top.
And the back.
In the back too. Yep.
Yo,
I only
Liz.
want to put pink skin. That's all.
Oh, that's Peach.
That's Peach.
Peach skin.
Peach has peach skin. Thank you.
Good Liz.
I
don't know. Liz also did my. Hold up. This is all backwards. Liz also did my dark side back there.
Oh, Liz done nothing for me.
You got anything you want to show y'all? I only have one thing left, and then we can move on.
You hear that, Liz?
I think another book from Fabrice, who the co-creator of Spider-Man Noir. I've been reading his graphic novels. He has a company. What's it called? Fair Square. So he told me the premise of this. This one looked pretty cool. So I haven't read this one yet. I'll probably start. Well, actually, I'm not going to read this first. I'm going to read the other one first. I'll probably start this weekend. I think that's all. Oh, you know what? I did get two things from Javon Stokes, from Visually Stoked Media.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. He was right next to Fabrice, right?
Yeah. So that was me supporting, Black artists, and I don't know what the premise of these are, but I'm gonna check them out as well. But everything else went into signatures and grading.
Yeah.
And it really messes up. I think I spent $300 to $400 more because all the prices went up.
Yeah. I definitely spent $140 more when I'm just thinking of the two people. So it was like 100. Well, actually, no. It was 70. It was 30, so that's about 100. Then I had the $10 more, so like $140 just between the TMNT and Vincent D'Onofrio. That I didn't budget for. That's, like I said, a little not organized on the New Orleans Fan Expo app, which I found out from New Orleans and amongst others that and I don't know if you knew this, Yahweh, but all of our run based by different people. So, like for instance, say like all three of us work for Fan Expo and we're like in charge of the convention. I might be in charge of New Orleans. Chris might be in charge of Boston. You might be in charge of Georgia. Like we don't work and be like, all right, let's go to this one. I think that's another reason why Portland was a week after New Orleans.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You want to get the most people, so that like if MegaCon was at least another month away, I probably would have went there.
Yeah, or even for me, if it was just a week later, it'll have been a little bit better for me to justify because that's Mardi Gras week, which I don't understand why they don't try to do it that weekend. I'd be like, hey, when is New Orleans having Mardi Gras? And then I would mark it because you're going to get your people from Florida. I'd be like, I'm going to mark it heavy in New Orleans at New Orleans Fan Expo for MegaCon because it'd be like, hey, MegaCon is the week of Mardi Gras. Come on down. We know you're off. If you don't work in the tourism hotel. So this is the last item I got. I ended up buying this, and Yahweh was actually more interested in the guy's stuff. And it comes in a really good. It's from Kodacron Comic Shop.
I think I know what you got.
You guys got to go to his website.
This is the back. Yeah, he does 3D collages.
It is. It's sick, man.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And I can't wait till I get my own spot to display it.
Oh yeah, I've seen this guy before. He chops the shit out of comics.
Well, here's the thing though, because most of them already has a comic in there as well, the actual comic, and then he takes another beat up comic and cut it up.
Yeah,
Splash,
this one,
Splash Page Comics is watching. Don't just mute this part because he's gonna have a heart attack. The books.
But but he explained it to us. He says normally majority, like a lot of them have the comic in there in good condition, and he puts them in Mylar, and then he finds up one that's like super like beat up run down.
He basically saves one from the trash.
Yeah, he saved one from the trash basically, and it makes this type of art, which I appreciate. One I bought was a little bit in between of the two because he did some with just the 3D without the comic, and he did some with the full comic in the 3D. But this one is like an in between because this is just the cover of this issue and the cutouts. Only thing is, I should have told him, but because I'm a TMNT fan, this is actually the first appearance of what's his name? Oh my god, it's a mutant turtle, like an alien mutant turtle. A Slash, I think it's Slash. It's Slash. But it's just the first appearance of that character. He's nowhere in the cutouts. He's nowhere in the cutouts. So he cut out good pieces and good scenes because you got Krang and all that stuff, and you got the turtles all together. But you don't have the first appearance of that character.
Well, he obviously didn't know because I'm sure he would have put that in there.
Yeah.
Flash is the prototype Flash Ronin because he had all the weapons. I remember that.
Yeah, so
he was the coolest.
I think it's Slash, or it might be somebody else, but it isn't this because I said I think I know that issue, and I said that's because I looked at my books that I have, and I said it's the first appearance of such and I looked at the panels. None of the panels are him. It's him, but that's the only thing that I would say is disappointing in this little feature, but it's still great. You have Krang, you have the turtles. You have all of the turtles actually beating up people. You have the weird one with the turtles in the hot tub. It looks like. So that one could have been replaced with Slash, but that was, and it's like I said, it's good. It's actually good frame. I mean, it's not a dollar store frame, but it's not a super expensive frame, but it's not a dollar store frame. I'll say that.
Yeah, no,
he was actually great to talk to. It was great to talk to.
Yeah. No, you know what's funny with him is that he used to. I don't know if he's locally from up around here. Like the first time I saw him was in a show in New Hampshire, but I know that was I think 2018 or 19, and he was kind of just starting out at that point. So he wasn't quite. I think he's gotten more expensive because he's gotten a lot more popular. Like a lot of people really like that stuff because it's like this is an amazing way to display. Just different stuff. So he does a really good job of making it just making really good stuff.
He told Yahweh he would do his of that Epic. I think it's Epic, huh? But he said you gotta find up a beat up copy.
Yeah.
Of one, and he can present his nice copy, and he can do that with the beat up copy one.
And he has all different sizes. He has one about this big that are $25. They all
$50. I think this was $100.
That was $100. If it had a comic in there, it'd probably be $125, $150.
It was $150. It was $150 if you had the whole comic in there.
Okay.
And then he had one display he showed Yahweh, which was like, then he got his mind running really bad when he was like, showed 3 comics. He had 3 comics.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I could get blah blah blah.
I'm thinking of Hulk 180, 181, and 182, and then I wouldn't get, I'd cut up a facsimile of 181 because I'm not cutting any of that.
That's 100% what he's gonna do. Like, he's not gonna go back and be like, oh, let me get a beat up Hulk. No, he's gonna get a bunch of facsimiles and reprints and just go to town.
Honestly, that TMNT he cut up, it's in mint condition, it's worth something. But if it's like beat up, it's worth like $1 or maybe less. So he didn't, overall, all right, I got you. Well, let's just say overall what we thought of the convention. We'll quickly go into CGC. Yahweh is gonna have to leave probably in the middle of CGC talk, but overall, I think it's a great con, great experience. I would definitely recommend people going. Food is not super expensive. Lodging wasn't. We actually ate at a food truck on Sunday, which was great.
Oh man, yeah.
And if you're in a certain region, which I'll say from Tennessee, Texas, Georgia, even like the Panhandle, Florida, obviously Mississippi and Alabama, I think it's a convention you guys should go to because it's not that far as far as drive wise, and even quicker.
It's never super packed, and they have great celebrities, great guests, great artists. And the one thing about the Fan Expo, they always have these like artists that do different mediums, and they're really good artists that I've never seen before. Like I wonder if I was a Turtle fan, I would have got that. The guy was doing those big posters. It was two for $40.
Oh yeah, those were awesome.
Man, it almost looked like the what's that guy? The Last Ronin. That's the one that you gave him.
That's the He-Man. I think his last name is He-Man.
He was funny. That dude was hilarious.
Very funny. He's done covers. He's doing stuff for Turtles. That my buddy Tim Lottie got him on. He's like, man, I never done Krang. I said, that's perfect because I was looking around at your stuff and I didn't see a Krang. So I wanted to get a Krang done with the Android. And you see Krang inside. So that was my original art in my sketchbook that I got. But overall, great convention. We can't recommend it enough. Paul came down, which well, he said he's been there before, but I don't know. But it was just great. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of fun.
It's our second time.
Southern Comic Geek. Ran into Paul, Flash by Night. So, and they had a few others that we didn't run up to, but maybe next time. But
they did have more comic book stores last time we were there, or booths.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, and they were spread out this time. It was hard to find. Like they were all over the place. They weren't in a certain location. Like last time, they were like boom, 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 boom. Like
they should have an alley for comic book. Like they should.
Vendors,
whoever did this one was very disorganized on pricing, on keeping the pricing updated, and
they probably just put out the same thing that they had from last year, and then
no, they were together though. They were more together.
I don't know.
Last year everything was not last year, but the year like he came before, everything was on point. Everything was on point, and but I mean overall, definitely definitely going back. But I want to transition into while Yahweh's here to talk about this guy, CGC. What are they doing, Chris? What are they doing?
So
put him on the big screen because he got to rant. You got to see his.
I'm not ranting hot. I'm just looking at it. Like, so there was an interview. If you go to, I think it's West Coast Avengers channel, him and 9.9 did an interview with Matt Nelson, who was the president of CGC, and they were going over the scandal and everything like that. And then I want to say, basically a good portion of the way through, I mean, they went ahead and broke this one new piece. And I was watching Thoro's channel yesterday, and he was talking about just breaking down the video with Red Hood Comics. And something that I think flew over a lot of people's heads that Thoro brought attention to was the fact that he had said something about you're going to be able to do pre-screen. They're going to do pre-screens for 9.9s going, at some point. So that is a pretty significant change that now you can send in books for 9.9 pre-screens because there's not a lot of them. And the reaction that 9.9 on the show had was, hey, he's like, all these Ultimate Fallout 4s, there's no 9.9s. There's no 9.9s out there. It's all 9.8s. And he's like, well, 9.8s have some type of, they're not perfect. They have some type of defect in them. He's like, so what a 9.9?
A few of them can have a spine tick. Depends on the spine.
So it says if you have one that you think is big, it's like, maybe you get a 9.9 on it. And he kind of made it seem as though, hey, if you have some 9.8s out there that you think maybe a 9.9s or even some 9.6s that you think should have been 9.8s, or maybe you could even get 9.9s, maybe you should send them in, or maybe you can send them in and get an upgrade. They didn't go any kind of pricing. They didn't do anything like that. But the thing is that it caught Thoro's ear, and Thoro started talking about it instantly, just because I think a lot of people just were kind of taken back and like looking at it the same way that, the guy at 9.9 was like, oh, this is cool. This is going to be something different, something new. And it's just like, wait, and Thoro, really does analyze a lot of this stuff. So he was smart about it. He's just like, wait a minute, where's this coming from? It's going to be more expensive. I know that. And then on top of that, what is this going to do to the 9.8s that are out there? Like, what's it going to do to the market in general? Like, why would you put this out there? Why have you put this out there? Just to kind of, is it just damage control to kind of pull away from what's going on? I think a little bit. But the other thing is just that, it just kind of gives you another reason to submit books in. So in a way, it kind of is going to, even though people are like, stay away from them. They don't know what they're doing. Let them get their stuff together first. And it's like, well, but we're going to be doing 9.9 pre-screen. So maybe you want to send some stuff in. It's like, oh, maybe I do want to send some stuff in. And, that's the thing that's kind of, I think a lot of people now are discussing, which is like, what's it going to do to the actual comic market? What is it going to look like now? Because you got to figure, 9.8 right now is the standard. That's what everyone tries to go for. You can pre-screen for 9.8s. You have 9.8s in your collection that everyone's excited to get when they say, oh, 9.8, perfect. Now, if you had those same books and they are, and now someone's doing 9.9s, your book just probably fell in value. Like your 9.8 now is basically the new 9.6.
So, my thought process on this, Boston, is all right. It's split. So one is 9.9s have always been there, right?
Yeah.
Even if you do a 9.8 pre-screen or 9.6 pre-screen, you still can get a 9.9.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the fact that they said, right. So the fact that they say you can do a 9.9 pre-screen does not make sense to me. I think it's one to they're going to start issuing more 9.9s.
Oh, absolutely.
As a I don't know, not cover up, but to get your mind off of the scandal that happened.
Well, there's that. Absolutely. Right. That's where a lot of people's heads
and
went.
That cheapens the books, right? And man.
Well, you know what's going to happen? I just thought of this right now. You know what's going to happen? And the reason why I thought of this right now, because in the card industry, kind of going a little sidetrack, but this is so follow me. Card industry, you have PSA or the big dogs, and you have Beckett, who is second. But anybody in the card industry will tell you this: a PSA 10 and a Beckett 10 are not worth the same. The Beckett 10 is actually worth more than the PSA 10 because it's harder to get a Beckett 10.
Yeah.
So my mindset is thinking that, you know what's going to happen? the 9.8s and the 9.9s for CGC, and this might happen before when we're all gone. Look at this is on the internet. Like, this might happen at that point, but a 9.8 for CBCS and then a 9.9 for CBCS will probably demand more money than a CGC 9.8 or 9.9 because they're harder to hit. And I'm going by that by how the card market works. Because Logan Paul even will tell you he couldn't buy it. They only had 2 Charizards in a Beckett 10-0. They only had 2 in the world. They have over 160 something of that same card in a PSA 10.
Yeah.
That he says that card, that Beckett one, is probably worth 4 times the amount in a Beckett card than a PSA. And that's how I'm thinking about how my gears just turned talking about this and saying, I wonder if that would happen in the past with CGC and CBCS. That people are going to be like, hey, I got a CBCS 9. Because you remember at first people were like, and I'm talking about this, I'm talking about in the future, not talking about in the recent future. I'm talking about years from now. If this happens with CGC that they're going to do, and they end up turning out a lot of 9.9s, and people will be like, well, shoot, it's hard to get a CBCS 9.9 compared to a CGC. I said, I sent in 500 books and only got one. You know, like CGC, I sent a 25 pre-screen and half came back 9.9s. You know, like
my second and third submissions to CBCS, or my second and third submissions to anybody, which was CBCS, I got a 9.9. It was a Department of Truth, and a 9.9. Something's Killing the Children. I ended up sending them to Chad RCG, but I wish I'd have kept those now.
Well, here's the thing. So I look at that, and it could be. It may or may not be, because people are very, very loyal to CGC.
But that's why I said that's why I said further down the line, because people were very loyal to Beckett. They were very loyal to Beckett, and then when PSA got very popular, and they saw, I could get a PSA 10. I never got a Beckett 10.
Yeah.
And that Beckett 10, like I said, the Beckett 10 is actually, it was tenfold worth more than the PSA 10. Yeah. Because it was that tough.
The thing now, so here's the thing though that I have to, just look at, because it's like, now where you're gonna have people trying to send in these books, trying to get 9.9s and everything. It's going, like I say, it's going to shatter and demolish, I think, some 9.8s. Like, and it won't matter in books that aren't big keys. It won't do as much. Like some of them that are keys, it's definitely going to have an impact. The
Ultimate Fallout 4 is going to be the first one to take hits.
That's the first thing he said. He's Ultimate Fallout 4. This, and what's going to happen. So if you have a 9.8 right now of an Ultimate Fallout 4, and somebody goes on, the first person that has a 9.9 goes on and sells it, your book is going to get crushed. And now see, and then this is what I wanted to bring up earlier. So now you have,
and then you got to think to add to that really quickly what you're saying before I forget. The people who get those 9.9s for those books you're naming are the ones who are going to make bank. The very first people. Like not the person who gets it 5 years from now. We're talking about the person who gets it within the first year.
And so I think what you're gonna see is you're gonna start to see again. You're gonna see this huge bust, crazy amount of money getting exchanged for all these people that are buying these crazy books that are these 9.9s that you're gonna go back to seeing 2021 and maybe beyond prices on those books, while the 9.8s are gonna, really start to, really decline. So now here's the question: you have that variant, right? And it's signed by Clayton Crane, and it's a 9.8, right? Do you now? I mean, now if you believe it's flawless, and initially you wouldn't get anything higher than a 9.8 for the most part, because they wouldn't, they normally don't go any higher on those kind of books. But would you? I mean, the gamble that you take now, if you try to go back and be like, okay, this is a 9.8, it's signed, I want to try to see if I can get a 9.9. So you crack it out, or you send it to them, let them regrade it and everything like that. That, to me, is where you have a problem. So that 9.8 that you have that's signed, that's great. Someone else gets a book, even if it's not right now, but someone else gets one of those, grades, gets it signed and graded at 9.9, a book that once was $30,000 now is around $8,000 is going to fall even further just because, and it's going to demand, I think, higher than what the peak was, on a 9.8. That's where that's where it hurts you, because like I have a 9.8, I have a 9.8 Hulk 181. That's gonna get crazy. Like I can think of all these different books that like in 9.8s are going to like really take.
Well, you're not. It's only going to happen with modern books. You're not going to get. I don't see that really having a big influx for anything that's Bronze Age and earlier. It's only going to be a modern.
I think it's going to be 19. Like you said, modern. I think it's going to be 1992 to current. I think that's what you'll see more popular.
I don't know.
That's I guarantee you this you have to know that I have is a. I think it's a 10-0.
Yeah.
So when it comes back, see what it gets.
So now, if you because here's the deal, like I wonder now. So then, do you hold off on sending that to get signed and everything, because they're not doing it right now, and if you send it now, it's probably gonna get a 9.8. Then you have to try to resubmit it to get a 9.9 or whatever you think it's gonna be. So that's a really tough gamble. And that's
bullshit too, though, because
if
it's a 9.9 now, and that's a grade, then why not get it now? Because it's a money grab. It's a money grab, and you're trying to get market share from people from leaving. Because I don't know if they've seen it, but
they probably can easily see if people are leaving by the mail they get.
That's how they're gonna try to get people not to leave.
And that's how they know. That's how this is, and I think, like Chris said, I think this why they made that announcement, because if you're getting 10,000 pieces of mail a day, and then all of a sudden after the scandal you're getting 5,000, and then the next day you get 5,000, if you're getting less and less, compared to what you've been averaging, they got to think of another marketing ploy. And I say marketing ploy because it's a marketing tool that they're using to gain business get back those people that they might have lost.
And then
I could tell you personally. And I was telling Chris earlier, you wouldn't hear Yahweh. I was telling a guy we both know, and you probably know him too, Yahweh. But this guy sells variants, modern. That's all he normally sells, and a lot of his stuff is like old stock, meaning he has it in a box in his warehouse or the comic shop, and he finds it and he sells it. I've gotten 5 NYX3s from this guy. 0 were under a 9.8. So you can't tell me out of this old stock that all of them, all of them are pressed and clean. I believe that none of them would have got a 9.9 on old stock when nothing's wrong with them. No color rub, no spine, everything. It looks like it just came out the press. Because he used to joke about this, saying he still does it. He goes, because I buy this from this guy all the time. He goes, I printed another one. That's what he says.
But that's where I kind of look at it, where it's just like, it's definitely a way to get more people to come back or to stay with them. And then on top of that too, it's just like, you have to really think now, like in a way, because you don't know how it's going to affect the other lower grades too. So it's just like buying slabs until this thing actually takes hold and you see what's going to happen. Buying slabs is a very, very hard, I say, in a way, it's kind of a tough sell. And now that news is broken, that it's going to happen. What's going to happen at conventions? Because people have 9.8s all over the place. They have slabs, and it's just like, well, I'm not paying. I don't want to pay what you're trying to charge for that, just because. I mean, what's it going to be worth in a couple months? What's it going to be worth in a year? I can't do it. You know what I mean? So that it really throws a monkey wrench into everything. So the question is, how quickly are they going to get that out? Which I think that you'll see that by the summertime. If not, they'll definitely have it in place. I think pre-San Diego, absolutely 100% pre-San Diego, it'll be in place. And I said before, I gave a prediction that I think if there's I don't know how many 9.9s exist, but I think by the end of the year, it's going to be 50 to 100,000 9.9s you'll see on the census.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now. Hold on,
because
keep talking.
They looked at a stat yesterday of like how many 9.8s exist within the 11 million books that they've ever graded, and I think it was something like 3.8 million or something over 3 million of them were graded. And it's just like, so you have almost 11.5 million books, and you're telling me almost a third of all of those books are 9.8s. Like,
oh yeah, there are no 9.9s in Ultimate Fallout.
Oh no, there's no 9.9s. I don't know how many there are total. Like, I'm sure that, there's probably a ton, but it's all like, there's probably a good amount, but they're all modern books. But I'm telling you, if that number's under 100,000, it'll be over 100,000. It'll be at or over 100,000 by the end of the year, and it's going to be all kinds of books. And like you're saying, I don't know about the Bronze Age stuff. I would agree with you to an extent, but I guarantee you there is going to be a 9.9, and all the big Bronze Age keys, there will be 9.9s before the end of the year. You'll see. There's going to be a 9.9 Hulk 181. There's going to be a 9.9 129. There's going to be a 9.9 Moon Knight. There's going to be a 9.9 what's it called, Tomb of Dracula. There's going to be 9.9s in all those books, and it's going to skew everything. And now, where people are buying 9.6s, I'll press them and get 9.8s. Well, you're gonna press 9.8s and hope to get 9.9s out of them. Like, it's just a weird thing of, and it is kind of a way of manipulating away.
I don't know what's the long-term effect this is gonna have, and I don't know what the numbers are gonna be. I wish I did, because I would jump on it either way if I knew. But
first 9.9s.
I don't think it was a smart call. That's just my opinion.
I think, it's definitely a knee-jerk reaction, but I think that when it comes down to it, it's just like those first 9.9 sellers are gonna make bank. And then this is where I think, honestly, too, like so it's not even just the big keys, but like, small books that no one like books that people like that aren't necessarily big keys at all, like your Dark Hawk 1s. Somebody gets a 9.9 Dark Hawk 1, 9.8 Dark Hawk 1s. It doesn't matter if they're newsstands or not; those are going away. An ASM 300 newsstand 9.8 is going to absolutely get eviscerated by a 9.9 newsstand. There's no doubt in my mind.
How many 9.9s do they have on the census?
I don't think they have any really No,
I'm just talking about like total.
I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I haven't looked at that, but I know.
I got a 9.9 behind me, like that. New York.
I know the number.
NYC got me. It was a.
I know the number of 9.8s though is over. So it's like something. I think like close to 3. It's more than 3 million out of 11.5 million books. So basically, right around a third of all books that have been graded by CGC are 9.8s. That's kind of. I'm not saying that and I'm not saying there's anything bad with that, but it's just one of those things where it's like almost a third of all books are 9.8s. So that's going to trend towards 9.9s eventually, and it's going to be more modern.
But I wonder if a third of the books are 9.8, I wonder if 50% of the books total graded are modern books. Then that would actually make sense.
Oh, probably. I mean, I don't doubt it. I tend to believe that, because I was talking to Chris backstage, and I was telling them they got shops like, shout out to Big Time Collectibles. They've been great to me and Yehway before, but they do submissions like they'll send in books like 25 or more, like really more than that, but they'll send in a big old, and they'll get pallets of boxes back from CGC for pre-screens, and they'll pull out 9.9s and 10s out of a pallet, and
right now there's 1,700 plus 9.9s on eBay.
Well, that's 1,700, and I guarantee you that number jumped up as of yesterday. As of him making that announcement, put it this way, as of him making that announcement, and then people talking about it, that's what's happened within the past day or two. That they've all hit eBay.
What's crazy is 2 Spawn 1s are 9.9s.
And guess what?
We've seen our buddy Elite Comics 11 sell one. He had one on his page. But this is way before that announcement that he had one on the page. And somebody was like, Spawn 1, and he was like somebody was complaining about the price, and I was like, yeah, but it's only like 2 or 3 9.9s.
Yeah, no. Well, someone bought one and it was like something like 4,200.
Yeah,
like recently, and if that's his, this is like, okay. Or if that's somebody that sold on that, they're gonna feel like whoever bought it is gonna feel like an asshole.
Well, they might feel like an asshole if some 10s pop up from the 9.9 pre-screen, because that actually could happen.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. It's just like, so you get a Spawn 199. It's just a regular. Okay, fine. Guess what? Spawn 199 newsstand goes. Then you'll have a little
And it's so
competition
funny
there.
is
But
I've seen people find cases. I've seen people find cases of uncirculated, like lethal
everything.
protectors,
Oh yeah,
Avengers
Wolverine,
Halo 10s. But I'm saying it's a whole bunch of stuff I've seen cases of them. So what stops somebody from like, hey, I'm gonna send in this case, only grade 9, 9s, and 10s.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah,
and the thing with those though, because those are the card stock, so they're really durable. That's why I'm saying this one here, like it's perfect corners, perfect centering.
Yeah,
like
you
it's very hard to mess those up.
Like I've seen people that have diamond boxes of Secret Wars 8s, Wolverine, those like a limited series from 82. And it's like, if they've never been opened, never been read, and you say that, oh my God. And let's say, if you have like 300 of them in there, even if 50 of them come back as 9/9s, like, I mean, you're just sitting on money. So it's like, who wants them?
Well, I'll ask this question. I know y'all probably got to leave in the next 5 minutes. What book, y'all each can say answer, what book do y'all think, and I'll tell you my answer, which book do you think will increase the most in 9/9s?
I'm gonna say, I mean, obviously because there's none right now, I think Ultimate Fallout 4 will increase the most on the initial sale, the initial first one. But I mean, I'll give you 3 just off the top of my head that I know that are gonna be like a big deal.
So give me one, so in case you use Yahweh's guess.
Oh, okay, fine.
Give all 3. No, do all 3.
Okay, all right, fine. So
he might guess mine.
So Ultimate Fallout 4, 100%. ASM 300, 100%. And I would say, honestly, the other one, New Mutants 98. I think those
That's
3.
Why I didn't want him to guess. He took one of my guesses.
Here's my thing on that, though. New Mutants 98 and ASM 300, the paper quality was crap. I cannot see.
And not just that, the 300 is all black. It's all black in the back.
Yeah, in the back. Yeah. I'm gonna say the card stock stuff, and like you said, like Boston
I'll give you Ultimate Fallout 4, but not the polybag. I'll give you the 1 in 25. That's the one I think will 9/9 will pop up because it wasn't.
The polybag did a lot of damage to that damn book.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Yeah, because you have to press them. You have to press them. Doesn't matter if you had it, if you got it out of the polybag, as soon as you got it off the stand, it still left a crease because the polybag was crap. So you got to press all of them. So that one's harder, but I will give you, if it's 1 in 25 pops up in a 9/9, that's what you're gonna see. And then it's
gonna be these card stock ones like Lethal Protector, those card stocks. I mean,
Punisher one. You remember the Punisher one? That's a card stock. Is that one with that goofy cover with the bullets kind of flying? Like
that's our War Journal number 1.
War
Journal. Okay, yeah.
That's a card stock.
The Sabretooth number 1 with
Sabretooth, the Sabretooth one, yeah.
Oh yeah. You're talking about the die cut one?
Yeah. But I just think that, honestly, I think that you'll have some of those, but I definitely think just because from popularities, just out of popularity, that's why I picked those ones. Just because I'm telling you now, there's no way that they're not going to grade ASM 300 and 9/9 at some point. Same with the New Mutants 98. Like, they're going to get 9/9s. There's going to be a lot of
New Mutants 98s. Actually, they have a few 9/9s. They actually have a 10 actually on the census.
Yeah,
so they have some of those already. I can see that increasing.
Oh, absolutely.
I can see that the 300. 300 is so hard, that black back cover. That's fingerprint. It's super hard. But
I'll tell you right now, if they launch this next year, like if they launch it over this year, and like we would have to do a show again 1 year out from this point, and I'm telling you right now, for New Mutants 98s, I will say that this is my number. I bet you there'll be over 200 of them on the census.
Look, I'll add to Yahweh's point. I think besides the cardstock, all chromium books
Yeah.
will increase. All
as long as
chromium
they're
books will increase in
Well, chromiums have those scratches though. That's gonna be tough. Those are gonna be tough.
But I'm saying all chromium because if they haven't been touched, I'm talking about the ones like Big Time Collectibles, big all these other companies that send in.
Yeah.
You know, every now and then they pick up. Oh, this one got a 99, and then they'll send like 25 of them. One got a 99. I think you see that increase more, and you'd be like, yeah, we sent in 50 chromiums of this cover that we did, and 20 of them came back 99s or better. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna send my double cover chromium in, and that better get a 99.
You know what else would be kind of one too, and you know, there's not a ton of these type of covers, but metal covers, because I mean, you have to. I mean, to get a scratch on a metal cover is gonna. I mean, chromium's one thing. A metal cover, I don't think those are gonna scratch off, and so like, and I know that like those usually are for like indie books, like there's like Lady Death covers that are you know, metal. For those ones, I mean, it's legitimate metal. It's like, I mean, I don't know how those wouldn't grade at a 99 or higher. So I mean, you see those, but I'm just like, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And I mean, I honestly would stick to a thought process of, you know, really like buying slabs might be a little bit of a. I mean, I don't know. It's very hard to say whether you should buy slabs or not buy slabs. If you're buying 9/8, I don't know if I would buy 9/8. I don't know if I'd buy, you know, you might be able to buy 9/6s and hope for the best, press them up and see what happens. But, you know, I don't know about that. And then the other thing too is that like when it comes to, you know, reselling and everything, I think that where you have this whole, you know, where you have the scandal and everything, if you have CBCS books, especially when they're, you know, 9/8 or whatever, you should not be, you know, doing like you shouldn't be selling them for less than what CGCs go for, especially now. I don't think it is, and that's a point that Thorough made too, and then Hudat's made it as well. I think that you should not. I think that really, if you're going to be selling CBCS, it should demand a premium because of the fact that it's got a tamper-proof case. Like that grade is a 9/8 with confidence. The 9/8 that you're getting now, you may or may not, depending on if it made the list, if it didn't make the list. The other thing that's kind of weird too, that and this is kind of, I mean, you would hope that they're going to do something with the cases that makes a little bit of sense for them to be like, no, we're going to open up a whole new grading tier that's going to be more than what has been, because you're opening it up now that everybody knows that you can just use a heat gun and, you know, take things in and out. You're opening up another scandal. So just remember,
case in point.
Look at this.
I mean, look at it. It's an open case, really, with nothing in it. You can just throw it right in. Like you wouldn't know that there's something that I mean, outside of the fact that that case has nothing in it. Like if you put something back in there, you would not know. And the thing is that if you're gonna have this new higher grading tier that already exists, but now it's gonna be more abundant, you got to do something with the cases. Like you cannot afford. Like put it this way: if they do nothing with the cases, this will wipe them out. Absolutely. If it's like, I can't trust a 9/9. I don't care how many 9/9s are coming in. I can't trust them because how do I know that someone hasn't tampered these? So it's gonna, like, they have to make an announcement on the cases.
And the thing is, if it does increase, I'm calling bullshit, because why wouldn't they have been 9/9s before? Like, so in other words, it should be the same amount of 9/9s per 1,000 books.
Oh yeah. And I think of a guy like Very Gary Comics, like Very Gary, and you know, you guys submit a lot. I know that. Very Gary, I'd have to say, I don't think he's ever submitted 1,000 books in a year, but he submits multiple hundreds of books in a year because he goes ahead and he buys collections all the time. That man, I have never seen. I don't think, and I might not just be paying attention. I've never seen him get 9/9s. Out of all the collections, out of all the videos he comes with every single year, and he's been doing it for years, I've never seen 9/9s from that guy. It's just like, I've seen plenty of 9/8s. Even Otto submits stuff, it comes back 9/8 karate chop. It's just like, so he's gotten plenty of 9/8s, and he submits multiple times a year, does not get a 9/9. So that to me kind of, it just says that they don't do, like, it's just, it exists, but it just doesn't happen. Like, people,
and that's how it should be. 9/9 and 9/10 and 10s should be the ones that are
unicorns. They'd be unicorns.
Right.
Unicorns.
Exactly. And they're about to be unicorns. They're going from being unicorns to just regular old horses.
Regular stallion. Regular stallions.
It's like we got those.
Regular stallions.
It's like it's like you go from having like a Shohei Ohtani who's like the guy's a power hitting power pitcher who's just incredible. He can strike. He can get 20 strikeouts a night and jack out 2 home runs a night, and
then he turns into then you turn him into just a DH.
Yeah, it's like we got a bunch of Derek Lowe's out there. It's just like we got just a bunch of the same guys. Just like this guy is the first guy to do something like such as this since like Babe Ruth. It's like but he's not special anymore. We have every pitch is a 9-9. That's all.
This is turning into a Barry Bonds situation.
Yeah. Really,
now you can see a whole bunch more home runs.
We're juicing all the books. We're juicing all the books.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is just like like I would say too. Like if you were somebody that actually had a good book that was a 9-9, it was the only one. People are gonna think of Dustin. Dustin's like, it's the only one on the census. He's gonna lose his fucking mind when it's like there's like 85 of these now. Like I thought I had the only one, and now look at this crap. Look at all these people doing this. It's like because people are just resubmitting and everything. Like if you built a collection for years built on 9/8, are you gonna go ahead and resubmit everything or a good amount of things to try to get 9/9s now because you want to be at the top?
Some people will, and there are some books that I'll do that on. I might even hold off on this NYX 3 that I know is a 9/8. I might just hold off and wait and send it in and see if it gets a 9/9.
If you have candidates that you think are going to be 9/8, I would definitely hold off on all of them. I'm not even joking. I would hold off until this gets established and then send them and get some 9/9s if you can.
Like that New Minutes 98 direct sold for $40,000 in June last year. 9/9.
Yeah.
So
now that's the other thing too. So now you have people now the first people that do it are gonna make.
Wait till you see a Mark Jewelers 9/9 pop up on the census. Wait till you see one of those pop up on the census.
A double cover.
Somebody gonna be like, I bought a house. How did you buy a house? My Mewman's 98. Mark Jewelers hit a 9/9.
Wait, what? So what if you do this? You have a 9/8. You send it in to get cracked, pressed by them, and graded for a 9/9. I wonder what happens.
That's the question. Like
because I feel that you're paying for 9/9s by them doing this. You're paying for a 9/9,
and then that turns that book into a percentage. Certain books will turn into a percentage. Like if New is 98, if it came back a 9/9, it's gonna be in that that top graded tier. You get the 9/9, but we're gonna make some more money off you. We got to get this $4,000 from you. Right. We got to get this whatever amount of money from you.
Absolutely.
So, they got that.
Now, that's the question. Now, see, now it's gonna be exactly, and that's how they're gonna nail you with that because it's not a 9/8 anymore, and it's gonna end up. The last one sold for $40,000, so we're gonna have to get a percentage.
And I'll tell you this. I thought one of my NYX hit a 9/9 because NYX, I would say if you buy it raw, you're not spending over $400. So I put my value for that book at $400, right?
Yep.
They bumped it up a tier to the $1,000 value. If you know anything about that book, well, that book is in a 9/8 fluctuates between been fluctuating between
1,000 to 1,500.
Yeah. So when I saw it got moved up to the $85 tier, I was like, hold up, wait a minute, something right. So I was expecting a 9/9. When I got a 9/8, I called and I said, I'm sorry, customer service lady. I said, I'm not getting on you, but I said, I don't think it's right to be charged more money. When the book currently, because at that time it was actually currently under $1,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you put me into another tier and the book's not even worth that much. I said I was expecting for it to be a 9/9 because I said, oh, y'all charging me more. It had to, because I've sent 5 in. That's only happened once. Mm-hmm. And I was like, so that's why I expected a 9/9 on that one book. And I think I did a video talking about that when I unboxed it, because I was like, this one got bumped up to another tier,
Yep.
And but it stayed a 9/8, and I was like, that was, and they pick and choose how they want to get that extra money out of people.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing. You know, like you look
So
at it now.
if Yahweh sends his NYX that he has right there, and for pre-screen 99, you know he getting that upcharge.
That's the thing. Yeah. And that's what I would say. You know, that's why I don't think it's gonna be as tough to get as what some people might think, where it's just like, oh, you know what, like it might be tough. Like, no, because we can make more money off you. Yeah, absolutely, it's a 99, of course. And so now you have to pay 3% of the value. So now, you know, if it's supposedly fair market, and they're gonna dictate what's the fair market on that one, just because they're gonna probably look at sales. So if a book now went from you know, being, you know, as a 9.8, maybe like $800, and now it's up to, you know, for a 9.9, it's $18,000. That's a huge bill that you have to pay. That's like, shit, I wasn't expecting that.
How much? What's the percentage?
Let me look right now. I have it.
I want to say that they were at like 1 to 3, depending on.
I think it's like 3%. I don't think it's 1 to 3 anymore. I think it's 3%. Let's see.
But if it's 3%, that, I mean, 3% of, you know, even $10,000 is $3,000.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I'm wrong.
$300.
$300.
Yeah.
I don't know why I do that. I always sit there and be like, oh no, it's that would be 30%. And if it was 30%, I'm like, no, that's terrible. But,
all right, I don't know. Yeah, it's what is it?
But,
it's what am I looking at? Oh, 4% actually.
4%. Oh,
it's
no,
4%. 4% of the fair market value that they decide.
Yep.
And it's a minimum of $150 a book.
So think of it this way: you think they're gonna take the most recent sale, or they're gonna take the highest sale? Come on now.
Or will they make up a price? Will they make up a price?
That's what we need to find out. And you know, it's funny because like I didn't bring this up to be negative. I'm like, oh my god, look at this. Like, you can go on YouTube right now, and I'm like, at the same time we were going, Principal Defects was talking about it. Burke, I think, was just talking. He's talking about it. Like, everybody's talking about this because of how big of a shift this is going to be. So, you know, really, this is a good time, I think, if you're not submitting books, just to kind of wait it out and see what's going to happen, because it's definitely going to be
good time to sign. It's a good time to sell 9.8s if you have them, I think, because people might buy them hope to get 9.9s. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, you I mean,
especially for the people like me and Yahweh who sent in 9.8 pre-screens without pressing and cleaning.
Yeah.
No, he's done that. I have not done that yet.
You never done that?
He's done that, and he's got 9.8s. I'm like, that's not gonna be my luck.
Well,
I don't have nothing. Well, I got, look, they're right here. I got them right here. But I've done that a few times actually. I sent in pre-screens.
I can't do that. I'm too scared.
Not press and clean. Not press and clean them. Which this is just quickly, because we're gonna be ending the show in a few, like literally like 2-3 minutes. But this book is only one on the census in a 9.8.
Nice Voltron.
And I didn't press and clean it. So somebody wants a 9.9.
Hey, did you get that from your 9.8 plug?
Oh yeah. Nobody else. Nobody else. So that's the Voltron. I'm surprised. I actually have a lot of watchers on eBay on this book, because it's the only one on the census in a 9.8, and it's a Voltron.
Pull it down.
I'm gonna find one. It's gonna be the only one on the census with a 9.9, and I'm gonna sell for $40 million.
Hey, look, I'm trying to get a 9.9 in some of these big books, because I'm trying to pay for my kids' college, my boys' college, and then I want to get another van. That Toyota Sienna we saw in Louisiana, I want in New Orleans.
And then the people must have heard him and left. They're like, we know what happens in New Orleans when somebody likes a car. It disappears.
So,
but I don't want to keep Yahweh plus myself and Chris. But any last thoughts on the whole CGC fiasco?
Absolutely.
Go ahead. You first.
So, Matt Nelson, I know you're watching.
No,
and I'll tell anybody who's watching to, whenever Matt Nelson comes on something, Start talking about facilitators and ask him what he plans on doing about that to try to get that under control, because that's something else that needs to be addressed. It's not anything out of trust me, it just needs to be addressed because of the fact that they need to start doing more, either being more accessible or getting it so that it's standardized across the board. And I know it's hard to do when you have private companies that are trying to help you, but it needs to be addressed.
I'll add on this. In today's world, that would be easily to be addressed with social media. Everybody has a computer in their pocket. If they could do that part, because all it takes is one person to say, "Oh look, man, CGC, y'all say y'all not supposed to charge more than this." Click, take a picture, and it's over with. So they could do that. I understand where he's coming. Me and Yahweh didn't have that situation with facilitators, so we good. We good. You know, I'm mutant proud and facilitator proud.
Yeah. Well, and the thing I say is it's not even just price wise. It's just wait times and everything. Like CGC has wait time. Meanwhile, it's just like you're not getting your books for X amount of time. It's like, well, because that's the facilitator part, and we have to, you know, and like you said, like, well, they had to go and do all these different things. Yes, but I submitted. If CGC was there, I submitted my books directly to you. They go to the thing, and just the process.
Yeah, and I have to say that I have to add to that, like when me and Yahweh did Dallas, it was a lot quicker for our books. I did notice that. Yeah. Because CGC was there taking our books immediately. So to add to that part. It was a lot quicker. It was quick. It was quick, and we basically had our own private guy walking around with us that we didn't have to pay extra for. Frank the Tank. Yeah. So, but I'll say my little final thoughts, and it's not going to be about CGC. It's going to be about the convention. I really had a good time at the convention. I hope more people attend in the future. I'm excited for Dallas. My daughter's excited. My wife's excited.
I'm just excited for the hotel we're going to.
Oh yeah, hotel we're going to. You know, it's sold out now, but they actually have a water park at the hotel with the laser.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it's a huge hotel. Like when Yahweh walked it, he's like, "I'm still in the same hotel." He like walked it. Yeah, it's like three buildings.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 city blocks. That's how big it is, and yeah, it's freaking beautiful.
Yeah, it was great. So I'm looking forward to Dallas. I hope CGC does attend like they did last time, because that saved us a lot of money.
Yeah,
there.
I hope Frank and his wife are there, because
they said they do it every year. That's what they said. So yeah, that's gonna be a good. So if anybody's going to that convention, definitely hit us up. I know I'm gonna be there a day early and staying a day late just to leave a little bit later, but I love hanging out, eating dinner. I'm a food person, so if definitely somebody was like, "Hey, let's go eat dinner at early dinner or after the convention," definitely hit us up. Me, Yahweh. I'm trying to think who else. Oh, Tony's gonna be there, so definitely could hang out, eat some dinner, and talk. Whatever we're going home for a signature to get. So that's my thoughts.
We need to do some lives from there too.
Yeah, well, when we tried to do a live, you could tell a story about that if you want. We tried to do a live at New Orleans.
Camera said bloop.
So, like, quick story. Yeah, real quick story. We did a live. We were going to talk about, I think it was day one. We were talking about day one. It was going to be a quick one. It was probably be a quick live. We were probably going to be on that 15 minutes. Literally, but in the first 5 minutes, I think my phone rang and his phone rings from both our wives at the
exactly while we're doing the live at the same time, and they don't even know each other. It happened more than once. It happened more than once. I think it was 3 times it happened. I'm like, what the? This thing.
I think that was the first time it happened, though. That was the first time it happened.
During the live.
Yeah, and I was just like, say that won't happen again, and guess what? It did happen a couple of times, but
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
women have this.
All I'm gonna say is my advice to CGC is take a look at your cases, try to improve upon that. That's my only thoughts on that. I don't know if Yahweh has anything else to say before closing.
Yeah. So if you have a case like CBCS, you can end up damaging your book trying to get.
Yeah,
I got frustrated with this. This is when I feel it's a 9.8, and I was going to crack it out, and it was getting tough. So I was just like, I did like that, and it went into the inner well and just ripped. Just doing that. Well, I did kind of hard, but it's these are tough.
Yeah, I could hear stuff, but it's not doing anything.
Yeah, it's still tight.
The one I got cracked out at the convention, like, I mean, he was using a tool, and it took him a good amount of time to get it out. So those are sturdy cases, like they're built to last.
You know why too? So on these, they have a lip that goes into the other case. On the CGCs, they're just glued together. So even if you get it cracked open, you still got to get under that lip and pop it up all the way around. CBCS has a superior case. But if you don't want to get it graded, go to what's that? Is that Immaculate Conceptions or something? They have their own. They have the personal cases.
Oh yeah, the little personal case. Yeah,
those things are slick.
Yeah, I think Sands or something like that. So you could always do that.
I'm gonna get someone and place these black ones up here.
Yeah. So, what I want to do is thank everybody in the chat who joined in. A lot of people watch this on the rewind, so appreciate you guys who watch it on the rewind. Make sure you thumbs it up. Leave your thoughts about what you think with CGC. Going on with that, and maybe put in the chat or in the comments like what conventions you might be attending, stuff like that. So that's people. And
if you're going to Dallas, definitely hit us up.
So
like to meet up, I'll go to dinner.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of spots. We've been looking up spots. I ain't even tell you. Yeah, we've been got a lot of spots in our Instagram reel. I haven't shared it with you because I was like, I didn't want to overload, but we got a lot of spots. Not that we want to go, but it's on the list that we got to narrow down because it's a lot of little spots. But yeah. So thank you to the chat, Sister Silverson, Kenneth Burr, Hawaiian Punch, Ryan, Kelly comments.
Yo, not Hawaiian Punch.
Chef, Couching and Slouching, everybody, Las Cruces. So K-pop, Bleeker, all y'all real rude. Thank you guys for coming through. This weekend, Bleeker, myself, Boston Chris, K-pop, and I believe Biggie Shack will be on his channel doing a little small auction. So definitely look that up. I think it's going to be 7 Central, so 8 Eastern. I believe that's the start time, but on Bleeker's channel. Friday, I think Sands is doing an auction as well. So definitely look, check those things out. I don't know. Y'all got anything else that's going on? Y'all know about anything going on? Well, I want to also say thank you to Yehway for joining us to stand past his bedtime. He was supposed to go 30 minutes ago, so thank you for joining us. You got to come on more often, man. Not stay this late, but come on more often.
Well, I just got a change to do. That's all.
Yeah,
and I wanted to prepare for it. So now I'm just going to jump straight into the change because I was supposed to leave at 10, but we good.
Yeah. So definitely, you're more than welcome to join when we do these shows and discuss. Because it's like an open forum. We have a discussion that we want to talk about, but it's always great to have other people, thought process of what we're talking about. Because hopefully in the next couple of weeks, so some of the shows come back. Because we didn't even talk Echo. We didn't even get into that Echo because I don't know. This guy told me a lot. We're not going because this might start another rant. So we didn't talk Echo. I'm waiting for him to see it. That's all I'm gonna say. But everybody in the chat, y'all have a great rest of the week. If they don't have anything, I don't have anything. See you guys in a couple of weeks on the next episode of Graphic Content. Peace. That's all I got to say.
Chris is really supposed to come.